you. You look really handsome. Look. Oh, you hate it. You hate it. But this video is about you, so you have to be in it at least for a little. I dressed him up in his bow tie. Look at you. Do you see yourself? Hiya, friends. Yeah, it's been a few weeks. I haven't had the emotional or physical energy to film a video with what's going on in the world recently. So I took a couple weeks off, and I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and I wanted to make it good. Because it's about my favorite little boy right here. Are you fascinated by the camera? Are you staring at yourself? He was hiding before, but now I think he's interested. So I introduced him before in a couple videos, but this is my kitty Tyrion. I've had him for 10 months now, right? There you go. I've had him for 10 months, and I want to make this video to talk about my process of, I don't want to say adopting, because I didn't adopt him. I took him in off the streets, and raising him, right? And learning who he is as a kitty, and having to care for a kitty with, different issues, because he was a stray. You're so fascinated. I thought you'd be clawing away from me at this point. I'm probably gonna put him down, and you might hear him scratching to go out at one point, but now you want to get down? No. Why don't you stay here with me like this? This is nice. You're so cute. Okay. He's gonna get some treats after this for being a good boy. Right? Are you gonna go hide, or are you just gonna go sit on the other side of the bed? Oh no, you're gonna go hide, okay. So I made a list of things that I want to make sure that I cover in this video. I'm also gonna include some videos that I've taken over the past almost a year of videos like when I first got him and different little steps, milestones that I have with him. You trying to get out? He's sniffing out the door. He can hear Kayla in the kitchen, and he loves kitchen noises, and he loves Kayla. So he's interested. So like I said, he was a stray on the streets. He was at my friend Abby's apartment complex. I was at work. I was at a mid shift, so I was working till 7, 8 o'clock ish, and I got a text in my friend's group chat from my friend Abby, and she was like, guys, look at this cat. This cat's following me. He keeps brushing up against my leg, and every time I try to open my apartment door, he tries to get inside. And she sent us a picture of Tyrion. Unfortunately, I don't have those photos still. I didn't save them, and I believe it's just too far gone in the group chat to try to get them back. I wish y'all could see him right now. He's being very cute by the door. You look so cute in your bow tie. I love you. So she sent a picture of this cat. He was super cute, and she didn't know what to do. So we told her, let him in your apartment. Just let him hang out. So she did, and he was very well behaved. He wasn't really super afraid of humans or being in a weird space. He was just very curious, sniffing around. And Abby was like, do I try to find his owner? Do I post online? What do I do? Do I take him to a shelter? And that's when she started sending us more photos and videos. And I had never planned on getting a cat. I like cats. I've always wanted a cat, but my dad's allergic. And my roommate, Amy, had just moved in. She moved in May. This was in August. So 3, 4-ish months. And she had 2 cats. So we were like, oh, perfect. It's like having a pet, but not my responsibility. But when Abby sent me these photos, I looked at them, and something inside me, it sounds dumb, but something inside me knew, this is my cat. I'm taking this cat home. He is mine. So I called my roommates. I told them what was going on. If it was cool if I brought another cat home. And they were like, sure, but, it's your cat. And I was like, of course, duh. So I went, after work, I had made, pickup orders at Target and Publix to get him food and kitty litter and a flea collar, because Abby found 1 flea, and I think we found 1 flea. He really didn't have fleas, which was a miracle. So in the group chat, we were trying to name him, and when we first got him, he was all white, very platinum blonde almost. So my friend said, you should name him Lannister, because the Lannisters from Game of Thrones all have that bleach blonde hair. So then I was telling my mom about what was going on, and I told her we're going to name him Lannister, and she said, no way. She loves Game of Thrones, but she was like, the Lannisters are evil. You can't name him something evil. Name him Tyrion, because Tyrion's the good Lannister.
I'm talking about you. Do you want to come back on camera?
Nope. I think he heard me say his name. He knows his name. He's a very smart kitty. So I went to Abby's directly after work. I didn't have a crate or anything for him, so I had to carry him out to my car, which that in itself was a struggle because he didn't know who I was and why is this human picking me up? So he would jump away and try to run away. He wouldn't try to run away, but he would jump away from me, but then I would like, you know, call him back like the pss, pss, and he would come back and he like would rub his head against me, so he trusted me. So finally got him in my car. Again, I didn't have a crate, so I kind of had to drive with him, jumping around the car. I don't recommend that. It's not safe, but I did it. So I was just very, very careful. I went like 5 miles under the speed limit. I didn't want him to, you know, go flying or freak himself out or any of that. But after a while in the car, he calmed down and he started sitting in the front passenger seat, and I would let him like sniff my hand, and I would pet him, try to build trust with him. He was meowing a lot. He was scared, and I kept trying to talk to him, tell him, I'm sorry, buddy, like we're gonna be out of the car soon. And actually, by the end of the trip, he was sitting in my lap while I was driving, which I know it sounds stupid still, but I think he trusted me immediately because I think he was meant to be my kitty.
Right? I know you're mad at me, but do you still love me?
I wish y'all could see his face. He's no happy.
Where are you going?
I tried to hug him and he ran away. So when I got home, I pulled up just out front of the apartment building. I called Amy to bring down her cat crate so that would be easier to get him up the stairs. So we put him in the cat crate. Hated the cat crate. Hated it. But we get him upstairs. We bring him into my bathroom. I have the master's, the bathroom's mine, and that's where we were just going to keep him for the time being. My friend Courtney, that day I told her like, oh, after work I'm going to go get this cat. And she gave me her phone number for her vet. So I called the vet like that night. I made an appointment. This was a Wednesday. It was the 7th because it was 2 days before Jonas Brothers. And I made an appointment for the Friday morning to go get him just checked out. Make sure, you know, he was not sick, no fleas, set up his appointment to get neutered and get his vaccines. So as soon as we got him in the bathroom, like out in the open, he was fine. Like he was purring. He did that a lot when he first came home. He purred a lot. I think he was just so happy to be in a safe environment. And this is when we're pretty sure that he was domesticated before we got him. So I took out the bag of food and like he knew what it was. He got very excited and we only gave him a little bit because I didn't know when the last time he had eaten had been. I didn't want to like, you know, give him too much, make him sick. But he drank his water, he ate his food. He seemed unsure about the litter box, so he kind of didn't want to use it, but he didn't have any accidents, so. But he was not afraid of humans. I can insert a video here that I took and sent to my family first night I got him.
Kitty video. He's a little banged up right now. He's got some cuts on his face. His ears are pretty bad. His face is dirty. So Amy and I are going to clean him tomorrow when he's probably a little bit more acclimated. He's fallen asleep. He's been purring nonstop since we got him in here and out of the carrier. He ate all his food and he drank his water. He's got his kitty litter. So he's kind of just going to be quarantined in here until we're sure we can let him out with no diseases and stuff like that. But he sat on my lap on the drive home. He seems very content.
Very dirty. Like I said, Abby found one flea, we found one. I put the flea collar on him immediately. And I think I had like Frontline or some sort of flea killer that I put on him just to make sure. So the first 2 days he just lived in my bathroom and he was pretty content in there. Like he slept on my carpet, seemed happy. Another video that I can insert is him in his crate, He hated the crate. Basically, he would just pee and poo everywhere every time you put him in the crate. So that was fun. He's doing a lot better now, but you know, it was something he wasn't used to. So video of him being a little monster in his crate.
Tell me all about it. You're dramatic.
So we took him to the vet. He was very timid. He wasn't like, you know, freaking out trying to get away, but he was very timid. They checked him for fleas. They didn't see any. You know, did a stool sample, and they did a blood test. They also checked him for a chip, just like, you know, when they put the chip in case you lose your pet, and he didn't have any. And Abby at this point had texted me that she talked to her neighbors, and her neighbors believe that his owners put him outside when he was very little and just never let him back in the house. They just kind of abandoned him, which is so awful. Don't do that. Don't do that. From what she had checked and could see, she estimated that he was about a year old, because he was fully grown, but he wasn't like, you know, old. So they did a blood test, which I'll insert a video here. He didn't like the Band-Aid on his leg. He wasn't used to it, so I'll insert a video of him trying to walk with it on. Kayla and I got a kick out of it. So the blood test that they did checked for two things. It checked for feline leukemia and FIV, feline HIV. And the leukemia came back negative, which is good because that can spread through spit. So if he shared a water bowl with the other two cats, it could spread to them, and we wouldn't have been able to keep him in our home if he had it. But he did come back positive for FIV. So like I said, FIV is the cat version of HIV. He doesn't have to take medication or anything for it, and it's spread through like blood and like, you know, mating, which we had all boys. We didn't have to worry about that. One thing that the vet said to look out for was how he interacts with the other two cats. Because it spreads by blood, if he were to really fight with the other cats, it could spread to them. So basically they had to, at bare minimum, tolerate each other. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to keep Tyrion, is what it came down to. We know now that to spread FIV, it has to be like a really substantial deep bite, or like, you know, a deep scratch. So like when they do like little nips and when they're playing, it's not enough to transfer it. He also had a lot of gunk in his ears, but no ear mites, but it was just dirty. And he had gunk in his eyes, which one of the vaccines made it better, but every so often I still have to wipe his eye because he gets a little gunk in his right eye. He also had hookworms, which the vaccines that they were giving him took care of that as well. And it was just more of an issue for me having to be careful when I was cleaning the litter box, which I told the vet he hadn't really used. And she suggested just putting a little bit of dirt on top. That's what I did, and he used it no problem ever since. So it just kind of had a click in his head like, oh, okay, this is where I go. So we took him home, and at this point, we didn't have to confine him to my bathroom. We just kept him in my bedroom because we didn't want him to really interact with the other cats until he had all his vaccines. We bathed him, which was an experience. He hated it. He clawed Amy really good, like down the side of her hand, trying to get away. We had issues getting this like black spot out of his tail, and we thought maybe he just had a black spot. And then the vet, next time we took him there, combed it, and it was just dried oil or something from a car. That was really sad. So the next step was to introduce him to Amy's cats, which we were going to do very slowly. It's a very slow process. Cats are very territorial. Unfortunately, at this time, Amy's cat, Caspian, had started to not feel well, and she took him to the vet, and it turns out he had bone cancer and a huge tumor on his leg, and he was dealing with that, and he got very sick very fast, and unfortunately, he passed away after like a month of this. So when we were introducing Tyrion to the cats, he met Caspian a couple times, but we mainly focused on Mowgli, because at the time we didn't know what was going to happen with Caspian, and we didn't want to put any extra stress on him. From afar, Tyrion was curious about the other cats. He liked Caspian more than Mowgli. like he was more interested in Caspian. I can put in a video of the first time Mowgli and Tyrion met each other.
He's like, what do I do?
In here. Come here. There we go. There we go. You want to smell my hand? It's not bad. Do you want to smell each other?
And so for a while, it was just, we would slowly take Mowgli like into Tyrion's space and like just let them see each other. And it was usually fine until Mowgli got closer to Tyrion. Tyrion would start to hiss at him and try to swipe, which, to be fair, he had been astray for like about a year, so he was probably just, his reaction was, oh, it's another cat, it's a threat, I have to fight him. So once he finished his vaccines, we let him into the living room. We started letting him in just by himself with the other cats locked away, so that Tyrion had the chance to explore the environment on his own, and then we could put him away and let the other cats back out, and they could smell him and get used to him. And then the challenge was still just Mowgli really wanted to be Tyrion's friend, and Tyrion didn't want him too close. It was a slow process for a while. We really had to monitor them, and when one of us wasn't around to monitor them or we weren't home, Tyrion got put in my room so we could make sure that they weren't fighting. So yeah, I don't know what the change really was. It just one day, I think it was after Caspian had passed and Mowgli was going through a kitty depression. He was very, very sad. I think that's when Tyrion started to actually like want to be his friend and want to play with him. And now Tyrion loves to play with Mowgli. He initiates it a lot, and Mowgli will literally push him away. There's many times Tyrion will go up to him and just start licking his head, and Mowgli will literally put his paw on Tyrion's head and push him. But they're very cute. They're best friends. They love each other. We leave our rooms open now because we can trust them to be together, because even though they are like play fighting, it's nothing bad, and we still do watch it, and if we feel it's getting too intense, we do separate them. So yeah, now I joke I can't live without Mowgli because Tyrion just loves him so much. Mowgli actually has an Instagram, and you guys can follow him. I'll put the link down below. Tyrion has one too. You can follow him. Cute pictures of both the kitties. So like I said, there was a lot of things that Tyrion had to overcome. He wasn't scared of humans, but he wasn't sure about them either. I remember the first time I tried to kiss his head, he actually got really afraid and like backed up and like ran away from me. Like he didn't know what I was doing. He's like, why is this person getting in my space? He also, for a while, his safe space was under my bed. That's where he would hide. That's where he would sleep. I would try to put him on my bed or the couch, and he kind of just didn't like it and would jump down immediately. And then just one night, I was brushing my teeth, and I heard noise on my bed, and I turned around, and Tyrion was just sitting on my bed. And ever since then, he's slept up there, and he sleeps with me. He sleeps kind of like either down by my feet, or he'll be like pressed up against me, like over here. He'll be curled up because he likes to come up and like rub his head on me. Sometimes I guess I move around too much in the night, and I'll wake up and Tyrion will be sitting on the floor looking at me like, you kicked me out of the bed. So he gets very territorial of the bed now. He'll just spread out and take it over. He also loves to fight the blanket monster, which is just my feet moving under the bed. And so he's been with us 10 months now. In those 10 months, he's grown, obviously, because he's been eating. He's now a little chunky monster. He is also very muscular. Like, he's very strong, not very agile. Like, Mowgli's very quiet, very acrobatic. He can jump, big distances, and he likes to sit on top of the chairs. Tyrion's not so graceful. He's not so agile with jumping. He's what Jackson Galaxy calls a bush dweller, because he likes to be underneath things. His current favorite spot is underneath Amy's bed, because it's pushed up in the corner against the wall. So he knows it's hard for us to get down there to bother him. So he just sleeps down there. He also likes to sleep on the couch. He also recently discovered the cable box and that's warm and that he can sit there. He's still cautious with strangers. Back in October, my friend Matt came to visit and Tyrion would kind of hide from him until like the last day he was here. And when my sister came to visit, he was a bit more open and he would stay on the bed with us, but he's a cat. He wants attention when he wants it. He's not like Mowgli where he's gonna jump in your lap and be super snuggly. His other favorite toys include his mousey. He loves to put it in his mouth and throw it and chase it. He loves the tablecloth. He hasn't knocked anything over yet, but he loves the tablecloth. Yesterday, he somehow got the doorstop out of the wall and was kicking that around. He loves to sit outside on our balcony, which is really cute. I want to get him like a leash or a stroller or something where I can take him outside because I think, you know, since he was a stray, he likes it. And he likes to just be out there and looking. Like even in the car, he likes to look out the window. So I always try to position his crate in the car to look out the window. Oh, his other favorite toy is this like ball in the track thing we have where it's like in that circle. And I'll put some videos of him playing with that there. He loves it. He tries to rip the ball out of the track. His other favorite activity in the mornings now. He's gotten pretty good about waiting until like my alarm goes off before he starts to go out. I've trained him to scratch his scratching post to let me know in the mornings he wants to go out because he used to tear up the carpet. So we have a little bit of carpet missing now by the door. And, you know, I just trained him, so I try to honor that when he scratches it to let him out. He also now likes to go jump up on my dresser and take my hair ties, which are also one of his favorite toys. He loves hair ties. But he'll take my hair ties and just drop one. And then he'll grab another hair tie and then he'll drop it. And so I'll get up in the morning and my hair ties are all over the floor. Or I'll come home from work and my hair ties are just on the floor. And he doesn't even play with those ones. He just throws them on the floor. Why? I don't know. But that's his new favorite activity. He also likes to scream in the morning. This became mostly a quarantine activity is when I would let him out. He would get out there and he would go down to Amy and Kayla's doors. Mostly Amy because he wanted to see Mowgli. And he would just scream. I don't have video of it, I don't think. But he will just go out there and scream until someone gives him attention or he realizes he's not going to get it and he just goes to take a nap on the couch. But that'd be fun at 7 a.m. when he's just screaming. He still doesn't love being smothered. Like I said, he likes his attention when he wants it. He loves Kayla, but also even with Kayla, it's like he only loves her when he wants it. He loves her in the kitchen. He loves kitchen noises for whatever reason. If one of us is cooking, you know, banging pots around, he loves to sit and like look. And he loves when Kayla's in the kitchen, so he'll literally go up and sit right at the entrance to the kitchen and meow until she pets him. One time, I literally heard him scream at her because she was like going to her room and she didn't pet him, and I literally heard him just meow, like at her, like angry, like how dare you walk past me and you didn't even try to scratch me. That's him. Amy's trying to teach him to enjoy being smothered. He tolerates it. Go for him. And he doesn't love being smothered like out in the living room. He doesn't love being held at all. I'm still trying to get him used to it, but I try not to bother him that much. But sometimes I can't help it because he's so cute. But he doesn't like being smothered. But at night, when it's just me and him in my room, that's, you know, his safe space. So he gets very cuddly, very lovey then. And he'll purr and, like, you know, rub his head against me. And in the mornings too, he's very sweet and he'll purr and he'll sometimes go on his back and he wants his tummy rubbed. But you can only do it when he initiates it. You can't just go and grab his belly because he won't like that. He also does this thing when I fill his food bowl that I'll, you know, put it down and then I'll go and I'll start doing my morning routine and he'll just start bumping his head into my leg as like a thank you. The other morning I was laughing at him because he kept coming in the bathroom and looking at me. And I would bend down to pet him and he would run away. So I was like, you're a weirdo. You ask for attention. You don't want it. Whatever. So I go back to whatever I was doing and I feel him run up behind me and he just headbutt me in the legs and ran away. And then looked back at me like, that's right, that's right. So he has an attitude. He's very smart. One time I was talking about how smart he was on FaceTime with my friend or somebody. And I looked at him and I said, "Are you so smart?" And he winked at me. I swear to God. Kayla's convinced that he's a human trapped in a cat body. She might not be wrong. I think he's a demon trapped in a cat body. I called him Little Monster, and my mom actually was like freaking out. And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Are you sure you don't watch Game of Thrones?" I'm like, "Yes." And apparently Cersei calls Tyrion Little Monster in the show. So I was like, you know what? It fits, because he's a little monster. He's gotten very into his hunting instinct recently. The other morning, he spotted a cockroach in my room. So thanks to him, I was able to get it. So, it crawled down the wall, and I hit it with a shoe, and I took the body. And he was actually kind of upset that I took the body away without him letting him eat it. And he just kept looking at the spot where the cockroach was, and looking at me, and then looking back, and I was like, "No, you can't have the cockroach." And he was like chirping. That's like he doesn't meow a ton, but he does like chirp, or he does like little like trills, and that's like his way of communicating. But when he saw the cockroach, he was so excited, and he kept looking at me and chirping like, Mom, look. He also caught a lizard out on our balcony a couple weeks ago, which was fun. I was on FaceTime with my mom, and he was just being real cute and sitting against the wall and, relaxing. And all of a sudden he jumps clear across the patio, and he turns around, and he has the head of the lizard in his mouth, and I just see the legs and the tail sticking out. So I was like, oh my God. So I got him to drop it. The lizard was alive. The lizard ran away, scurried away, and I kind of just held on to Tyrion for a little bit to make sure that the lizard was completely gone. So he's a little hunter. He has that instinct in him still. There's still things we're learning, like him getting used to other people, him being less afraid of when we're walking up to him. I think he also just is very in tune with me. When I first got him, I was going through something real rough, and I was crying about it in my bathroom, because I was like, I'll take a bubble bath and I'll feel better. And I didn't feel better. And he came to the door of the bathroom, which it was open, but he came and he was like looking around, and he started like meowing, like kind of asking like, "Mom, you're making noises, are you okay?" And like he just knows when I'm upset or having a bad day, and he'll just be a little extra cuddly, or he'll like, stick around me a little bit more. But yeah, having him has been really rewarding. I'm really glad that I do have him. Like I said before, he has an Instagram, so you can follow him on there. There was a lot of updates like as they were happening that I put on there, and there's like transformation, like pictures, so you can see how he's changed. Oh, his biggest change is when we got him, he had like little orange ringlets on his tail and by his feet. So we're like, all right, he's a flame tip. But now he's kind of lost like most of his blonde, and he has like, his face has gotten really dark, and his tail's really dark, and he has these pretty patterns on his body. They're kind of orange. So he's not as blonde anymore, but he has a really pretty coat. Oh, one cute trick that he does, it's his bedtime trick. So I'll just go up to him and I'll say, "Bedtime," and he will run into my room, and he jumps over the foot of the bed, and he just jumps onto bed, and he knows like, okay, it is bedtime. Sometimes I don't even have to say it. Like a week ago, I was just getting ready for bed and putting my stuff in my room, and he just ran in and jumped up on the bed because he knew. He was like, oh, it's bedtime. Mom's putting her water out. It's bedtime. He does this cute thing when he knows that he's caught and can't go anywhere, where he just kind of lays down to the ground and surrenders. Hi, look at how cute you are. Showing off your bow tie from your auntie. It's from Auntie Caroline. Say thank you, Auntie Caroline. You look so dapper. Can you help me do the outro? Say hello. I've been here 10 months. This is what I mean by he hates being held and smothered. This is it. I have to wrestle him. What? Where are you trying to go? Why can't I just love you? He's ready to kill me. But I think that's really it for the basis of my cat rescue story. I guess that's what it is. The rescue story. Right? Were you rescued from the streets? Were you a street cat? Alley cat? It's rough out there on the street for a little boy. I'm gonna hold you like a baby. How's that? Alright. So, if there's any other parts of rescuing the cat that I didn't cover that you want to know about, leave a comment down below. Be sure to check out my Instagram and his Instagram. Look at you! You're so cute looking at the camera. And leave a like comment down below. Subscribe if you want to see more of this cute little face. When I say cute little face, you have to show them your face. Okay. Subscribe to see more. And we will talk to you guys soon. Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? Ready? Bye. I love you. I love you. He hates me, but I love you. All right, I'll let him go.